Okay, she's back. I previously had this person on a video. She is in the process of selling a home and she is not having a good experience. Let's see where she is now, and maybe we can get some insight. And while I can't help her directly, maybe we can all learn something.
Okay, so house selling rant incoming. You guys know that about a month ago we listed our home because we're moving from Arkansas to Maryland and we are going to rent up there, so we're selling our place here. Well, the first people that viewed it, I told y'all about them, that they were the CMA people, Christian Motorcyclists Association, not people that I typically try to associate with because they are not like the best people. But anyway, I'm trying to sell a house. I'm not going to make it emotional. So they show up, and I told you guys that story. Like, I will never be at another house showing in person again because that went so awful. They made me feel so bad. And
Yeah, there was a video. I remember this now. They were just really rude and almost put her to tears.
then the next day, they put in a cash offer for $36,000 under our listing price. Bear in mind, we did not list our home for an unreasonable amount of money. We listed it for $125 as is, which is comparable in this area and actually cheaper than what most other homes that have less than we have to offer are asking for. So I was like, no, absolutely not. That's insane. Well, our house has had no other interest. Just not a great time to buy houses. Totally fair. They have come back and asked to look at it again and had a roofer come out to see how much it was going to cost.
All right. So before we even go any further, here's the reality. Obviously, they have a genuine interest. Maybe they were just trying to feel out the sellers regarding price. Um, and it sounds like there's no other interest in the house. So, I mean, maybe there is something that can be negotiated. Uh, Her agent and the buyer's agent need to kind of like latch on to each other and work very closely and try to make something work. But let's see what happens.
To like do fixing up the roof, and they kept going like, what's the lowest she's gonna go, like what's the lowest. And so after some back and forth, I was like, man, this is like really bothering me. Like they won't stop
Yeah.
pushing it. The lowest at this time is gonna like 100,000. This is a cash offer, so that did make a difference. So like 100,000, but we're not gonna cover closing costs, which was our original offer.
All right. So, a cash offer, it does definitely have benefits. It sounds like the house might need some work. So that definitely
It
helps.
was like 125. We would cover closing costs. Well, we're about to leave. We leave in like a little over 2 weeks to go up to Maryland. So I told the realtor, I was like, hey man, like tell them 97.50. I was thinking they would like counter at 95. And is it the most ideal situation? No. Does it bother me immensely? Yes. But I don't want to be 10 million states away and still having this mortgage and everything else going on down here. I don't make a lot of money, okay? I'm already stressed to the max about this. So I'm like, if I got rid of
You getting the feeling that she's a little bit of an emotional seller here too?
it, we would still have enough pocket money to be able to like furnish the new place and pay
Yeah,
off all the bills that we had talked about. So the
sure.
realtor's like, yeah, I'll let them know. Text us. I'm sorry, I'm so mad right now. He gets a hold of me today and he's like, hey, they said the absolute max that they are willing to go is 93 because of their budget and all the repairs that have to be done. So let's bear in mind that they have all this cash to put into the house. Clearly, they want to put much more money than they're paying for the house into like making it their dream home. And he was like, they keep talking about their budget. Like I can tell he's irritated on my behalf. He also thinks this is ridiculous.
Simply put, what's any home worth? It's worth what someone is willing to pay for it.
I was like, man. But again, we've had no other interest in the house, so
Right.
I'm trying to be pragmatic about it. I'm like, it is better to have it sold and not be my problem than to sit on it for 6 months paying a $600 mortgage that I cannot afford on top of Maryland rent. So I was like, okay, our newest low is going to be 95, so ask if they're willing to compromise at 94. He calls me back and I can hear how frustrated he is. He's like, they're only going to go to 93 and they want you to cover half or all of closing.
Yeah, and that's in general terms, we don't know what their closing costs are. Whenever we negotiate a transaction or an offer with closing costs, we have to talk in real numbers. So closing costs can range anywhere from 2 to 5%, right? For a cash buyer, it might be more like 2 or 3% because closing costs comprise a whole bunch of other stuff. We have videos on our channel about, what are closing costs and what can you expect. But it's frustrating. I kind of feel her pain.
So they want it for 33,000 under what I asked for, and for us to cover closing costs. Be so.
All right. So hold on, hold on, hold on. It's not about the 33,000 below the asking price. It's really more about what is the market willing to pay. And it sounds like she really hasn't had any other interest.
For real. So I told him, I was like, tell them 93, but they have to cover closing costs. Like, at this point, I'm.
And let's clarify whose closing costs, what closing costs, their own closing costs. Is there a buyer's agent commission built into this? So she's not sharing that. My hope is that the communication between her and her agent is very specific and clear about this, because this is a very stressful time for this person.
I'm about to cry. Like, I'm gonna have no money after I pay off the bills and like make sure everybody has bed frames. And like the worst part is that I know that I am being like bamboozled with all of this. I know what they are doing and the manipulation tactics they're using. And I'm just in a situation where I'm like, this is gonna still be. I'm so upset right now. Why are people like this? Why are you like this? Why are you?
She's frustrated, and I totally understand. And the problem is she's under the gun. She's moving very soon, what you say, a couple of weeks, and there's no other interest in the property. So in reality, the property is probably worth right around this number. Now, she thinks it's priced fairly, but the market is telling her otherwise due to the lack of activity and the lack of showings. So if she'd be able to handle the concept of keeping it on the market at this point, lower it to 99.9, it will show up to an entirely new bunch of buyers. And in many cases, what we find, at least here, is that if it's priced in a new bracket and it's more appropriate, which this may be the case here, you might actually get a little bit over the asking price. But I get it. She's really stressed. She's moving many, many states away, and she wants to get this off of her back. And I totally understand it. And the truth is, like, sometimes people can be nasty. And that's absolutely the truth. So appreciate you guys watching. Hope you learned something today. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. We will see you on the next one.